Hello guys, welcome back to another reaction video here on Our Eyes Your Eyes. I'm ready to watch episode 12 of Baraou no Souretsu, Requiem of the Rose King. But before starting this video, I just want to remind you to subscribe to the channel, click on the notification bell, leave a like to support me and join me in this great adventure. Okay, in the previous episode we saw that Edward was killed by Richard. Now let's see what's going to happen. Can't wait for that. Are you ready to join me with this? Check it out. So the York wins. He prefers to go away from all this, I guess. Oh, he went back to the tower. What? Oh no. Oh. Ah. Yeah, yeah. But when Richard is part of the family, it's a curse. So. Oh yeah, believe it. Oh yeah, because she doesn't want that. Come on, Edward, but you don't even realize that your mother doesn't like Richard. Ah. Of course, there's no turning back from what happened. So it's pointless to kill others. Because nothing can solve this. Oh! Now, I don't think Harry doesn't remember her. No. I mean, I think that Richard is remembered by Harry, but that's something crazy if you think about it. No! No, no, no! Come on, Richard, how can you kill... in fact... No, Richard, but... Oh, look... I think now he is going to kiss you. No. Oh! Oh! You can't kill him. No, don't hate him. You should hate other people, sincerely. He is a solution for everything, especially for your heart. Yes! Yes, you remembered well. Oh, come on, Richard. If you keep denying your feelings, it's not a solution. Oh, finally, Edward, open your eyes. What? She is disgusting. Oh, no, no. No, Elizabeth, if you join forces with Richard's mom, it's the end. Oh, come on. Exactly. Go straight to the point. I expected this. No, you are disgusting, Edward. Look, you don't love your brother or sister, whatever. I mean, you don't love Richard. No, no, this is bad. Richard, please rebel to this and follow your feelings, that's it. I hope she doesn't do that. Richard. Yeah. Yes. He's back. He's back. Yes? No, no, let's kiss him. Oh, no, no. Listen. That's a Richard's mom. This mother is not a mother. This is the real demon of this story, let me tell you. No, please, please go and find Henry because I have a bad feeling, huh? No! No, look, Harry will not be killed, right? No, 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 no. No. Good job, Gatsby, because he wants to protect her. Anyway. No! No, 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 Richard, you can't do what your family is telling you to do. No. The perfect metaphor. No, no, things have to go in a different way, please. He remembers now. Yeah. That's right, so how can you kill him? You hate him because he revealed a side of you that was unknown. And this is something good. No. No, Richard, no, no, no. Yeah. Please remember. Oh my. No. No, 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 no. Oh no, no. Oh! Oh! So she's going to take off her clothes? I, I think you will be loved more. But he already loves you. Oh yeah. This is beautiful. I know that. Listen, no, don't kill him, okay? No, 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 no. I mean, while he kisses you, don't kill him. No! She is beautiful. She is beautiful. You love. Listen. Oh. No, 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 no. No. Ma, look, Richard's mom is so crazy. No, 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 Harry, no. But who is the prophet? I mean, oh. No, look. No, no, no! Harry! No. Oh, this thing is so sad. No, no! Oh, no! I feel angry right now. Sad, angry, and look. Everyone is looking for more power here, and Richard is the victim of all this. Maman. Oh, my. This is disgusting. Anna is like Richard right now. She's a victim of their family. I mean, they are victims of their family. Oh! 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 Ay. She's pregnant. That this is true. Oh! You're disgusting. Oh! Oh no! Oh no. Of course. Exactly. Exactly. No, 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 no. Wow, okay, we finished this first part of this story. Of course, next week there will not be the usual episode because they are going to go ahead with this digest episode before starting the second part. But this is a mess. I have never expected the end of Henry today. I have never expected everything that happened in this episode. But first of all, I wanted to condemn Richard's family. Richard's mom is something crazy, and we already knew that. But the fact that even Edward was tricked by all of this stuff, and George for other reasons, I mean, this is disgusting. This is something that makes me understand more than ever that this family is just fake, that there is no love involved here. And the only one who was really loving Richard for what he was Richard's dad. Because you remember that Richard's dad was the only one who wanted to hug Richard without a problem, while Richard's mom feels dirty as soon as she's even trying to hug him or her. That was disgusting. Look, I don't think that that's a real mom. That's the real demon of this story, as I was telling you during the reaction. Okay, no matter the fact that Richard's mom is crazy and she keeps saying these things over and over again, even in front of Richard's brothers, how can Richard's brothers not say anything? I mean, in this episode we saw that while they were hugged by their mom, Edward and George, they didn't say anything, they didn't complain, they didn't say, "Mom, what are you talking about?" They were just, okay, it's fine. Or even when Richard's mom was saying, "No, I will hug Richard the next time," they were not saying anything. Like, what are you saying? It's over there, let's hug him. What's the problem? No, I mean, you see even the counter side of Edward, who is tricked by his wife once again. He is tricked by his mom to force his brother or sister, it depends how you call it, to ask Richard to kill Henry just because somebody else was telling him to do so. I mean, Edward is without a personality, and we saw it already from the beginning of this story that he didn't have a great personality, and he was always suggested by somebody else to say something, to do something, etc., etc. So by himself, he couldn't show any sort of a personality. In this episode, it was confirmed once again. Richard is the victim of his family. He was born and he was told that he was a demon since the beginning. He was put aside since the beginning. He was considered different since the beginning. So as soon as you are born like this, you start believing what everyone is saying to you. All the people are surrounding you, they feel like this. And that's why Richard was growing with these beliefs. Except for the moment he or she was spending with his or her father. Because in that moment Richard was him or herself, because his or her dad was considering Richard normal as all the others. There was not a great difference. I think that that's why Richard feels so attached to his or her father, because he was the only one who was praising him or her, and he was the only one who was hugging him or her since the beginning without a big deal, without a problem. And that's why Richard wants to fulfill his will, because he was the only one who was let him feel alive, who was let him feel as if he really mattered or something. As much as Henry was the other person, the other man who was seeing Richard in a different way. And for Richard, as I was telling you many times, that's a great problem. Because if you are treated somehow in a certain way since you were born, then when there is another person coming and he or she is showing you that you are important, that you are meaningful, that you mean a lot to these people, that you are beautiful and whatsoever, you feel confused, because since before meeting these people and Harry, Richard was forced to think the opposite. Once you meet these people who are praising you, you feel not just confused, but you also feel as if they wanted to contaminate your thoughts, and that your thoughts are in danger. These thoughts are the thoughts that all these other people surrounding Richard were keeping saying to him, or were trying to convince him of the contrary. Richard's confusion is based on his family, because his family is treating him as if he doesn't deserve anything. He or she just have to follow the orders. He or she have to praise the king. That means Edward in this case. So he's forced to do this, he's forced to do that. And Richard, every time, is forced to follow what his or her family is doing, because he can't imagine to go against his family, his or her family, because otherwise it's also a way to go against his or her father anyway. So Richard is stuck right now. He doesn't know where to go anymore, and he feels at the end of the episode as if he or she is dead, because of course they took away from him, her, the only source of light, that means Harry, who could let her feel free, for real, who could have accepted him, her, for what she was. That was the problem. I mean, they even tricked the mind of Harry. Richard's mom is the real demon of this story. She created these bad thoughts on Harry so that Harry could rebel on Richard's attachment, on Richard's touching. This was disgusting. Look, I think that now more than ever, the one and only who deserves to die, let's say, it's Richard's mom. Because she's the cause of all the pain Richard's felt throughout all his or her life. You see, more than ever, that in this story, love is not the solution. Love is just a curse. Usually we think the contrary. I mean, usually we think that love, the power of love, can solve things, can go beyond everything, etc., etc. But in this story, in this gloomy and dark story, that's the contrary. The more you love, the more you're cursed. The more you love, the more you can't find a solution. The more you love, the more you're tricked. And the more you love, the more you lose. Like in the case of Richard, the more he loves Harry, the more she is losing him. And in fact, we are reaching a point in which Harry has to be killed, because Harry over there is saying to Richard the same exact things that she heard since the beginning of her existence. But the person who's saying these things is also the same person who he loves. And it's even more terrible, because she has never expected that Harry would have said things like this, because she doesn't know her mom came that day to trick Harry's mind by saying all this stuff, and then Harry repeated all those things because he was convinced, also because he's mentally unstable. So it was even easier for Richard's mom to confuse Harry, to manipulate Harry. So Richard doesn't know all this. Richard doesn't know that Harry was just tricked by her mom, especially in the most fragile moment. But from Richard's perspective, Harry is crazy, Harry lost his mind, and at the same time he's saying those bad things to him, her. Richard has never believed that that moment would have come, especially after Richard found the proper confidence to reveal to Harry only her real nature. And that was a great step forward for Richard, to reveal himself or herself to somebody, but that somebody was tricked, that was manipulated by something else. I think that Richard felt really uncomfortable as soon as he found out that the person he was loving was not the same person she met that day in the forest. So when she's saying Richard died that day, yeah, somehow yes, but I think that Richard died in the moment Harry died. Because from now on, Richard is forced to do something else. Richard is forced now to marry Anne, even if that's not the same kind of love. I mean, I think that Richard doesn't love Anne in that way. I think Richard really respects Anne. Respected because now things are changed. But she really admired Anne. She really found himself more confident with her, because Anne was not that type of person who could be tricked, who could be manipulated easily, who could accept a person just by talking, by having fun and whatsoever. There was not a sexual environment between the two. So that was the great beauty Richard could see in Anne, because Richard was always afraid to reveal the fact that he is both. But for Anne, this was not important because there was not a sexual relationship between the two. So it was good enough for them to get along with each other without creating that sort of a sexual tension. But with Harry, there was that sort of attraction, that sort of excitement, and that's why she felt imprisoned with this sort of curse, because there was no other choice rather than reveal to Harry who she was. Otherwise, it was just like going on with a lie. Now Richard is forced to do what Edward told him to do. And once again, Edward, you're simply disgusting. You are representing the noble people of that time, in which they were forcing others to do something just for the pleasure of the king, or just because it was the king's order and you had to say yes no matter what. But here we are talking about Richard, who saved Edward when there was the time to save Edward, because Richard wanted to save him due to this concept of family. And Richard, by saving him, cursed her automatically. Because look at now. I mean, Edward was saved because of this concept of family, but he is not responding to Richard in the same way. He is responding to him by giving orders, by giving commands, by forcing him to marry somebody who is not in love with. And this is the same leitmotif that happened to Edward, the other Edward, when Margaret was forcing Edward to have sex with Anne or to marry Anne, who was not loved. Anne, in this case, is the victim for the second time. Because in both cases, Anne is not married because she's loved. She is married because somebody else is imposing on the husband, or in this case Richard, to do something like this. So I feel so sorry for Anne, because she doesn't deserve this. She doesn't deserve to be treated as if she's a tool that has to be used here and there. Her feelings are completely destroyed, are cut into thousand pieces as if they don't matter. So Anne is another victim of her family, because you saw even the relationship now that she's having with her sister. I mean, her sister is something unbelievable. I really don't like her since the beginning, because we know that Anne's sister really wants power only. I mean, she doesn't want anything else rather than being recognized, rather than going inside this sort of a ranking of nobles. She was ready to get rid of her family. The most important thing was to step on this queen's role that she's expecting to have. I mean, you see that Anne's sister doesn't like Elizabeth at all, and she's just going on playing this role of the good sister-in-law and whatsoever, just because it's convenient for her. Look, this reminds me once again of Versailles Nobara, because over there, if you remember, there were John and Rosalie de la Motte. Both John and Rosalie were poor, but then John wanted to become even more noble than before, and she was even ready to get rid of her family. In fact, in the scenes after, you see that Jeanne is meeting Rosalie and her mom once again on the street, but she doesn't want to recognize them, because it was really pitiful for her to think that other nobles could see that she was having a relationship with those poor people. So she was ready to get rid of her mother, her sister, just because of power. Yes, this reminded me the same attitude. Anne was left aside because she is not even considered as her sister anymore, and this was really disgusting to watch. As you can see, many times I told you this, as soon as people are getting lots of power, the more they have, the more they want. And they don't even care about their family, the fact that they are going to lose this affection. nothing. I really liked the moment in which Richard was kissing her. On the ground there was these white rose that was symbolizing Harry. And this rose was cut in the middle because Harry is dead. So I think that was a great symbolic moment. Richard is cursed since the beginning. I really hoped that Harry could have been the light of hope for him and could have been the solution for everything. I really liked the dramatic scenes in which Richard is hugging Harry, the moment in which Richard is crying for Harry, the moment in which Richard for the first time wanted to reveal what he or she is, the moment in which Richard was going ahead with her feelings, but then she discovered that by doing so she was going to lose something. She was going to feel more pain than usual. So sometimes she feels better not to feel anything, because if you don't feel anything, you can survive easily. If you feel something for somebody, then it's automatically known that you're going to feel pain and you're going to suffer. So what Richard is trying to do now is to avoid that pain, to go ahead as if nothing happened, and to create this sort of a relationship based on no feelings, just because she thinks that maybe if she does what Edward is doing or is deciding for her, maybe even Richard can be accepted somehow, even if I don't think so. I mean, Richard maybe thinks right now, oh, if I marry Anne, if I kill Harry, then maybe I will be accepted too. Maybe I will hugged by my mother too. Maybe I will be accepted by this family who always created in me a difference, who always told me that I was different, who's always showing me that I am nothing compared to them. This is just a mere illusion, because Richard will always be cursed, always be seen as different, and his mother will never change her mind like this just because he or she is doing what they are saying. It was just a tool. I mean, even Richard, as much as Anne, are tools of this rotten society, of this rotten environment, and that's why I feel so sorry for both of them, because they are used. They are just used for other people's purposes, as if they don't matter anything. And that's why in the second part I hope that there is this sort of revenge that Richard can find. A revenge not just because he or she is treated like this, but because she has to be free to conduct her life based on her feelings, not just because of these impositions. But we need to remember the time in which we are, and of course, at that time, rebellious people were condemned anyway. Maybe that would be a tragic ending in which even Richard is going to end his or her life because she can't get rid of it anymore. She can't stand it anymore. And maybe the only solution would be to end his or her life for this reason. Maybe. I don't expect a happy ending. I'm just expecting that Richard doesn't fulfill every time other people's goals, and for one time she is thinking more about herself than all the others, because she has always cared too much about the others, and the result was that she was feeling even more pain than before. So I feel so sorry that Henry is gone, let me tell you. I open a tiny bracket. I really appreciate even Gatsby, because he was ready to find another corpse that was resembling Harry just because he didn't want that Richard was suffering by killing the source of hope that he or she could have found in this path. So I really admire that Gatsby is the only trustful person that Richard has next to him, her, and I think that he should have listened to Gatsby at that day. Because if he did, Harry would have been still alive. But we all know that Richard can't do something like this because he promised that he is her dad to go ahead in the best way with this House of York. And if he would have done what Gatsby wanted to do, it was a way to betray the House of York and the principle of her father. So anyway, it was impossible to do something like this. But as you can see, Richard anyway is stuck. is stuck because of these beliefs that he or she has to perpetrate after his or her dad's death. And he is forced to follow what Edward is saying because he is the king right now. He is forced by everyone surrounding him to be not him herself. And this is the worst thing that can happen. Somehow I really like the fact that Anne and Richard are together right now, but it's not the same as before. Something was broken, and Richard still believes that Warwick was telling Anne to do something like this, so she has a different image right now of Anne, and it can't be different. It can't go back as what it was before, but maybe they find a compromise. Maybe they will find a way to communicate. Not as before, in a different way, but somehow. Let's see what's going to happen now. Okay guys, I think that for this incredible episode, that is it. I hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned because not the next week, but the week after, I come back with episode 13 of Baraou no Souretsu, Requiem of the Rose King. In the meantime, feel free to subscribe to the channel and click on the notification bell. Bye guys. See you in the next video.